Hello dear students, today we will start with lesson number 9, heredity and evolution. As evolution topic is deleted for syllabus 2020-21, so here we will only study about the heredity topic and its subtopics. So here we start first with the introduction, the definition of heredity, or what is the meaning of the heading of your lesson. As you look like your mom or your dad, or any of your family member, you resemble to them. So how does this happen? In simple language it is written here, it is the passing of characters from parents to offspring, from one generation to the next one. Then inheritance definition is also written in simple words, or in other words, progeny. Here example is also given. You can see some characters of mother or father are passed. Can be eyes, nose, hair or height, weight. Here you can see animal is same, elephant, but there are variation. Maybe in color, maybe in height, maybe in look. So that term is called variation. Another example comes the eyes. We only say the word eyes, but eyes color refers or resembles sometimes black or blue or brown, green. Eyebrows change, they vary from person to person. So that thing is called as variation. The difference in the characters of traits among individual of same species, that thing is called as variation. Means the person, means human beings are same, but the faces are different. Means they vary from person to person. It can be height, weight, eyes, anything related to the body part. So difference between two individuals of same species, that is called as variation. Variations are quite common in sexually reproducing organisms. So this was a definition of variation which is related to heredity. Heredity definition I have written here. You can read that. Passing of genetic traits from parents to offspring, which I told you before. Many resembling things pass from parents to their children. Here another example is also given and genetics definition is also given. We have studied about two types of reproduction, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. So in asexual reproduction, for example, bacteria microorganism reproduces. So its organism reproduce will also be same. If one bacterium divides and then the resultant two bacteria divide again, the four individual bacteria generated would be similar. There would be only one minor difference between them generated due to small inequivalence in DNA copying. But in sexual reproduction, as you can see, it is made at the right hand side. Creation of diversity over succeeding generation. The original organism at the top will give rise to two individuals similar in body design, but with suitable differences. Each of them in turn will give rise to two individuals in next generation. Each of four individuals in the bottom row will be different from each other, while some of these differences will be unique. Then we come on the traits, that is also called as characters. We have two types of traits, inherited traits and acquired traits. Inherited related to height, skin, color which is present in our genes. Well, acquired traits we can achieve throughout our life. That means they are not inbuilt, we can develop them. Example is given, developing muscles or developing or enhancing our knowledge. Here inherited traits I have written in detail. It is related to our hair color, eye color, bone structure and many other features, and that passes from generation to generation. Here you can see the picture also. A character that is passed from parents to their offsprings, whereas learned behavior which we keep learning lifelong. Here the definition is written in simple words. Examples are also given. And last line, learned behaviors are not inherited but we learn from others. For example, there are many good things which you learn at school from your teachers as well as friends. Here another example picture I have given. You can have a look. What are these traits and what is the difference between learned behavior and inherited traits? Now we will start with rules of heredity. Why it was proposed, who proposed, or we can say rules for inheritance of traits. This rule traits in human beings are related to the fact that both the father and the mother should contribute practically equal amounts of genetic material to the child. This means that each trait can be influenced. Trait means the offsprings, which can be influenced by both paternal and maternal DNA. So Mendel sir worked out on the main rules of such inheritance, and it is interesting that some experiment he carried out and he proposed some laws. Here is the thing what he did. He looked at 7 traits of pea plants. Then he crossed the pea plants with 2 different forms of each trait. Now there is a reason why he chose the pea plants and not some other plant. It had different characters. For this reason it was chosen. So here are the reasons written why pea plant was chosen. They reproduce sexually. They have 2 distinct male and female sex cells, which is called as gametes. The traits are easy to isolate, means it can be recognized easily. Here the image also I have given according to the Mendel's law of heredity. Now here some terminology definitions are given. Fertilization as well as cross. You can read them. Now here few questions arise, like why did Mendel cross, what are the traits, what are gametes, fertilization, heredity or genetics. Mendel's law of segregation, when he measured 2 or more traits, example height or color, in an experiment, he found that each trait was transmitted independently. For example, tall or short plants can have smooth and wrinkled seeds. So then he developed or discovered laws and rules to explain heredity factors. Here is another terminology for alleles and traits. When he discovered organisms, he found organisms have 2 alleles for each trait. Alleles means different forms of genes, and genes are located on chromosomes, which you must have studied. Here comes another terminology, phenotype and genotype. Children, read the definition carefully. Then comes definition of heterozygous and homozygous. Do read it carefully and it will be explained further. Now comes dihybrid and monohybrid definition. Children, to understand the concept, first of all you need to understand the terminology, means the words which are being used to explain the concept. So here comes Mr. Mendel. Introduction. He was the first one to keep count on individual exhibiting a particular trait in each generation. This helped him to arrive at the laws of inheritance. He is also known as father of genetics or inheritance. Now we proceed to the explanation. Heredity and traits, again definition is written. हेरिडिटी मतलब होता है चिल्ड्रन जो पेरेंट्स से बच्चों में ट्रांसफ़र होते हैं कुछ कैरेक्टर्स. ट्रेट्स का मतलब होता है कुछ पर्टिकुलर कैरेक्टर जो हमको दूसरों से अलग करता है, जो हमको हमारे पेरेंट्स से या हमारे एंसेस्टर से मिलता है, वो हमको दूसरों से डिस्टिंग्विश करता है. इनहेरिटेंस फ्रॉम प्रीवियस जनरेशन मतलब हमको हमारे एंसेस्टर, हमारे पूर्वजों से कुछ कॉमन बेसिक चीज़ें मिली हैं, वो इनहेरिटेड मतलब हमारी बॉडी में होती हैं. सबसे कॉमन एग्जाम्पल है डीएनए. डीएनए इज़ रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर ट्रांसफ़र ऑफ ट्रेट्स. एक डीएनए होता है जो आपने सुना होगा, डीएनए टेस्ट के ज़रिए बताया जा सकता है कि बायोलॉजिकल पेरेंट्स किसी बच्चे के कौन हैं या एंसेस्टर्स कौन है? DNA टेस्ट आपने सुना होगा, बहुत ही कॉमन है. इट इज़ वेरी यूजफुल व्हेन इट इज़ यूज्ड टू आइडेंटिफाई द बायोलॉजिकल पेरेंट्स ऑफ अ चाइल्ड. नाउ वी स्टार्ट द एक्सपेरिमेंट. Mendele chose the pea plant from his kitchen garden. The reason was pea plant because of three major characters. You can see the characters are written here: height, seed shape and the seed color. The plant height was long and short in the pea plant. Seed shape was round as well as wrinkled seed, and the seed colors were also there, orange and green. So therefore he chose the pea plant for his experiment. One more characteristics was there, contrasting white flower and purple flowers in the plant. So he tried to use this character also of the plant. Mendele proposed three laws: law of dominance, law of segregation and law of independent assortment. So we will start with these three laws. So children, here the first law, law of dominance. You can see two plants, one is dominant and one is recessive. Dominant means which is powerful character, and recessive means little bit weak character. So dominant character, you can see long plants are there which are represented by capital T. Recessive is the short plant which is represented by small t. So when these both plants were hybrid together, means combined together, so the F1 generation was produced represented as capital T and small t. So it is called as law of dominance because it was a long plant, as you can see in the picture. So this is law of dominance. Now here comes the second law, law of segregation, which is related to self-fertilization. We have F1 generation here, capital T and small t, which we saw in the previous slide. Now here we have taken two types of things, capital T, small t, and in the box we have made it horizontal as well as vertical. We can say it as male parent or female parent, either horizontal or vertical. Both are same. When we hybrid them in this table is called as checkers table. So after hybrid, capital T and capital T, you can see in the pink box we get two capital T's, capital T and small t. Again we get capital T and small t in the pink box. Two capital T we get small t and small t in the green box. So we can see here dominant character as well as recessive character. So here children, we can calculate the phenotypic ratio as well as genotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio I have written here 3:1. Now how 3:1? You can see capital T in three pink boxes, the dominant character. So three capital T are there which is dominating the generation. So we have 3 and 1 small t in the green box. Then comes genotypic ratio 1:2:1. 1 means 2 capital T, at the bottom it is written, then 2 capital T and small t in the pink box, and again small t and capital T in the pink box. So that is 2, and again small t and small t in the green box. So that's why our ratio, genotypic ratio comes 1:2:1. So this is our law of segregation and F2 generation. इसको मोनोहाइब्रिड क्रॉसिंग भी बोल सकते हैं क्योंकि इसमें सिर्फ एक ही कैरेक्टर लिया गया है F1 F2 जनरेशन में, डैट इज़ रिलेटेड टू हाइट. सो इसको मोनोहाइब्रिड क्रॉस भी बोला जा सकता है. अब हम आते हैं हमारे थर्ड लॉ की तरफ, लॉ ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट असॉर्टमेंट. इसमें हमने दो कैरेक्टर्स लिए हैं तो इसको डाई हाइब्रिड क्रॉस भी बोला जा सकता है. यू कैन सी हियर tall plant is there, one small plant is there, then we have purple flowers and white flowers. So we have taken two characters related to height and color. So it can also be called as dihybrid cross. So here we can see dominant character represented as capital T and capital F. The F1 generation becomes T and F. अब हम यहाँ पे गैमेट्स बनाएंगे. हमने पहले लिख दिया अबाउट हाइट एंड कलर ऑफ फ्लावर्स, कैपिटल T स्मॉल t, कैपिटल F स्मॉल f. हमने फिर फ्यूज़ किया हाइब्रिड बनाने के लिए. नाउ यू कैन सी कैपिटल T कैपिटल F बना है गैमेट, कैपिटल T स्मॉल f, स्मॉल t कैपिटल F, स्मॉल t स्मॉल f. ये हमारे गैमेट्स बन गए हैं. अब हम कराएंगे सेल्फ फर्टिलाइजेशन. Now we have made the checkerboard here after the formation of gametes. You can see here male and female are written. We can say anything as horizontal or vertical, male and female, it is same. Then after hybrid it is formed, that is written on the checkerboard. You remember if capital T and capital F represents it's a tall plant and purple color flowers. The small t and small f represents the short heighted plant and white flowers. So you can see in the red area it is the dominant one, then you can see the recessive one, and then we can calculate the phenotypic ratio as well as the genotypic ratio. You can see in the last box both are there, small t and small f means it is the same white plant with short plant with white flowers. On the top capital T and capital F represents the tall plant with purple flowers. In the blue area you can see tall plant and white flowers, or somewhere you can see short plant with purple flowers. So looking at the colors, it is easy for you to calculate the phenotypic ratio as well as genotypic ratio. Here you can see genotypic and phenotypic ratio, which is calculated by seeing the checkerboard. Genotypic ratio 1:2:1:2:2:4:2:1:2:1. By seeing the colors you can count. Phenotypic ratio can be very easy for you because the details is also written 9:3:3:1. Why we are writing this? The details of the color of the flower as well as height is also written. So we can calculate all these ratios by making a checkerboard. Children, here theory is written related to the Mendel's experiment. और phenotypic ratio calculate कर सकते हैं. You can have a look and read it. You can have a look here. Whatever is shown here, it is also written in the form of theory. Then here comes the result also, which the image is there. He had taken the two seeds, yellow and green, which I had shown you previously, the flower colors. Then what was the result found related to height, color and shape. Children, here example I have given of human beings. What will happen if affected father, means if a father is having any kind of disease and there is no disease with the mother, then the child born, how it will be, or what are the probabilities child will have disease or not disease. So these are the possibilities given in the example for human beings. Here theory is given for the Mendel's contribution or the laws which he made. You can write it down in your notes, and the flow chart is also given. You can have a look. For mono means single, monohybrid cause, which I had told you, single characters, and dihybrid 2 characters. Conclusion is also given, means this is a summary. Then summary of the Mendel's experiment. Then how are the traits expressed? As I told you before, DNA is responsible that traits can be recognized that it belong to the biological parents. So here the theory is given for that. And again, proteins are responsible for the traits. How? Because proteins are there which control the characteristics. Cellular DNA is the information source for making proteins in the cell. Section of DNA that provides information for one protein is called the gene for that proteins. So proteins control our characteristics. ट्रेट इज स्पेसिफिक कैरेक्टर, मतलब वो इम्पॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टर है, इट क्या वो जीन से डिटरमाइन होता है. और कॉमन इंट्रैक्शन बिटवीन देम. जेनेटिक कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन टू अ ट्रेट, मतलब जो जीन से ट्रांसफ़र होता है दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एज जीनोटाइप, और जो आउटवर्ड ट्रांसफ़र होता है उसको बोलते हैं फेनोटाइप. नाउ कम्स अवर लास्ट टॉपिक, सेक्स डिटर्मिनेशन, हाउ इट इज़ डन इन द ह्यूमन बींग्स. बायोलॉजिकल प्रोसेस, जो प्रोसेस हमारी बॉडी के अंदर होती है उसको बोला जाता है बायोलॉजिकल प्रोसेसेस, इन विच सेक्शुअल कैरेक्टर्स ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल डेवलप्स मेकिंग इट मेल और फीमेल इंडिविजुअल. ठीक है, किसी भी एम्ब्रियो का जब ग्रोथ होता है और वो उसका डिस्टिंग्विश करता है, इट कैन बी मेल और फीमेल, दैट इज़ द बायोलॉजिकल प्रोसेस एंड इट इज़ कॉल्ड एज सेक्स डिटर्मिनेशन. As you have studied in class 8th also, we have 23 pairs of chromosomes in which 22 pairs are same, but one pair is different in male and female. In male it is X and Y, and female it is XX. A female child, if it is born, it has 2 X chromosomes, and if a male child is there, then it has XY chromosome. That Y chromosome or X chromosome is transferred via male to the female, then only the child character is, means that is male or female, it is distinguished. Here you can see the flow chart in which male and female chromosomes are there, parents means, and then the gametes means when the baby develops. The sperms are named as X and Y, and the ovum in the female is named as X and X. If Y fuses with X, then the male child is born, and if the X chromosome of male fuses with X chromosome of female, then a female child is born, and that is called as offspring. When XX are there, it is a daughter child, or you can say female child. When XY chromosomes are there, then it is a male child, or we can say as son. So this is a flow chart given. You can see zygote formed after fusion of gametes, either XX or XY when it is there, and then the offspring is formed, which can be male or female. Here the theory part I have written, which you have to write it down in your notebook, about the sex determination and how it is formed. So Mendel proved that male is responsible for the sex determination, means the male child will be born or the female child will be born, because X and Y chromosomes are present in male. So he is only responsible for that, it will be son or daughter, and that theory is written here. The explanation lies in the fact that all human chromosomes are not paired. Most human chromosomes have maternal and paternal copy. We have 22 such pairs. One pair called as sex chromosomes is odd in not always being a perfect pair. Women have perfect pair of sex chromosomes, both called X. Men have mismatched pair, which one is normal size X while the other is short one called Y. So when women are XX while men are XY, so we can identify the patterns given in the figure. This figure shows half the children will be boys and half will be girls. All children will inherit an X chromosome from their mother regardless of whether they are boys or girls. Thus the sex of the children will be determined by what they inherit from their father. A child who inherits an X chromosome from her father will be girl, and one who inherits Y chromosome from him will be a boy. So that's all for now, children. Write the notes in your science notebook. First of all, listen and understand the video properly. Read the lesson, and then you have to write your notes. Thank you.